art of letting go. I think we've been talking about this, or at least considering it in our lives in the past few days, just because we're settling into the rhythm of moving to a new city, living with each other again. And it's like we let go of each other for so long physically, just distance wise. There was that distance between us, but now that we're back together, there's just been some friction. I don't know, not friction, but
I
just some.
feel you. It's like very different from last year living together.
Yeah.
It it's like we're two different people, and probably we were two different people.
Hmm.
It's just we were similarly in the phases, like the same growth phase,
Yeah.
and now we're in different growth phases that
Hmm.
don't look parallel. And that's why it's
Right.
so difficult to see that okay, you are your own person, and
Hmm.
maybe we're not that similar as we thought. And that's my opinion causing a lot of friction, at least from my
Hmm.
side, is what I feel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with change, inertia is what resistance to change, right? That's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's just with getting through it that we have to be able to manage it, which I think we're doing pretty well. Look at us right here, right now, bonding over this matcha.
Yeah, the matcha is actually it's an acquired taste.
It's an acquired taste. This one, I mean, they did list like six types of matchas, and we just probably chose the one that was not for us. But, but yeah, I mean, when you see our friendship, do you think you see it projecting into the future where we're gonna be friends forever, besties forever?
I don't want to make it conditional,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the only condition I see that happening, I would speak for
Yeah.
myself, if I grow out of certain things,
Mm-hmm.
certain mindset, and again, let go of certain perceptions I have
Mm-hmm.
about me, about us, about
Yeah.
our friendship.
Yeah.
Firstly, I need to let go of you in a
Mm-hmm.
way that you're your own person.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of good friends, but our
Mm-hmm.
friendship is very different. And I
It
think
is,
also
isn't
because
it?
we're living in the same house, we do things together. And while we're different, we do have similar hobbies and interests.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so when you choose to do that with someone else, that hurts me right here in my heart. But no, that primarily, and letting go of the need
Mm-hmm.
to always have you in my life. I know I will,
Mm-hmm.
and we're putting
24/7. We don't
efforts,
need to. Yeah.
yes, but
Yeah.
the need,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be that. It should be a
I
choice. And I need
understand
to
that.
give you the place and space as well.
I think for me as well too, since there's been so many changes in my life that I've been trying to, and I hear you. We had a similar conversation last year about managing expectations in a way because I do have expectations and you do have expectations, and that's fair because that means we care about each other at its very base. And I think for me, I've been trying to manage a lot of balance different aspects of my life, and as adults, we're all learning to do that. It's just hard. It is, and there's that's why, and it's only been a month if we look a month and a half. So it's gonna take some time to really settle into that rhythm. And what I think is so beautiful right now, truly, is that we came from a place of like our first year in college when we met each other. We were bonding over some things. Next year, we're
I think
living
that
together.
something was just probably ethnicity. I was like, you're the
Okay,
only
probably.
Indian girl. I can talk to her in Hindi.
Yes. Culture plays a big role. And just like that's why I think we talk about this in our program too. Like our classmates, there's like a lot of people who are francophone and they kind of cluster together in a way. And it's not like a bad thing, honestly.
It's like
It's
actually, I feel it's a
natural.
natural. It's just you
Mhm.
gravitate towards familiarity, and
Right.
because culture plays a lot. It's like a process in a
Hmm.
way, and it was like growing up, similar expectations, similar
Right.
kind of lifestyle. So you
Yeah.
feel like you can understand them better, and it's just easy and
Hmm.
convenient.
Yeah. So we kind of came together the first year. Second year, we're also together, but in different dynamic. We're living together, and we're very close to each other. We care about each other. We want to spend time. We're living together for the first time. We want to do things together. And then there were, of course, ups and downs during that year. And this year, I feel like we have gotten to a point where we're understanding ourselves more. This is the growth phase, like you said. And after this, we're going to go on different paths. And it's hard. Letting go of college is going to be hard, and but it's also exciting because we get to launch ourselves into different places. And so I think that's where the friction is kind of arising from because we're learning at different paces.
Yeah, and I also feel like not one day, at least what we've been here for almost 2 months now.
Yeah.
We've fought half of that time, or at least been mad at each other, been passive
Hmm.
aggressive.
Yeah.
But we've talked. At least we've
Yeah.
talked. We've been able to have that conversation, which was very much needed.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's also I don't know. I probably will have to sit with this
Hmm.
feeling. But it might also be due to knowing that there is there is not an end, but there is an end in
Yeah.
a way. Like this is our last year together, 8 months. No one knows where we're gonna be.
Yeah.
Like when we during the last 6 months when we did our
Hmm.
internship, I was in LA, you were in New York, but we had
There's
a
a light
feeling. We
at the
knew
end of
that
the
oh
tunnel.
yeah, we are gonna meet again in 6 months. After this, I can't
I
say.
know.
There's no, it's uncertain,
And
you
how do
know.
we embrace this change? Like, it's you cannot plan everything. I'm a big planner. I love planning and knowing everything about everyone. And I have aspirations and I want to do this with. I just hope we can all be in one place. But realistically, there's a very realistic chance it's not going to happen that way, and that's okay. But you know, we have to deal with it.
No. So
Hmm.
in that aspect, it's also again as you said, letting go of expectations
Mhm.
from each other, and also I think in general from life,
Mhm.
because the more you have expectations, the more you're setting yourself up or like giving yourself the position to be in a place where you there's a
Lose
chance you might
something.
be disappointed
Yeah. Yeah.
and things will not go your way, and sometimes that's fine. And
Yeah.
especially from my experience, anytime it
You're gonna
has
say the quote. I know
do
you're
you
gonna
want to say the
say.
quote?
No, no, I know you want to say it. It should be yours. Say it. Take the
What
stage.
was the quote? Every time something hasn't worked out for me, it has worked out for me.
Period.
No, but because it's so true. If I even just start
Mhm.
thinking for the last 3 years, forget about before. That's probably because I don't remember the way she used to think. The
Mhm.
Gauri when she was 18
And
used
thank
to
God for
think.
that.
Yeah, I love
We
her.
had to
Lots
let
of love.
go.
Yeah, but I had to let go of her too because
Mhm.
she was holding me back from becoming the Gauri I am right now.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the Gora you are today, I also, as a friend, never want to be in the position where I'm holding on. So, and that's actually, I think, something I've been thinking about recently because I was like, why are we not getting along as well as we did? And I'm just holding on to the notion of this Gori, and I need to understand that you are also changing.
And it's like that, just that friendship. Sorry,
Yes,
it's we were different people back
we can have
then.
phases.
Yeah, and all we need to do is just be ready to embrace the changes
Yeah.
that we ourselves as a person is going to go, and you
Hmm.
as a person.
Yeah.
The determinant of a long lasting friendship and a seasonal friendship is the ability of both the people to embrace changes
Hmm.
among themselves and the other person,
And
because change is the
collectively.
only constant that we have.
Absolutely.
And the more you resist it, the more
It's gonna
there's
cause
going to
you
be resistance,
pain.
and yeah, like self pain as well as resistance among the friendship. It's
Yeah.
just going to end badly.
Yeah. It's we need to be able to let go of each other, our previous versions.
We have to let go of each other to find each other.
Damn. Philosophical. But yeah, I I said this to somebody without thinking about it. Because sometimes there's just feelings you can't put them into words very like just like this. You know, you need to sit with them, let them marinate. But I said this to somebody without thinking. I was like, if I really love you, I will be able to let go of you very easy. And to me, initially when I said it, I was like, does this make sense? And then, but then I really thought about it, and I was like, I don't know why this came out. So I was like, did I mean to say this, or did this just come out and I just vomited? But what I meant by that, I've realized now, is if I love you, I have so much respect for you as a person to be able to, of course, I will feel pain, but I won't feel, I won't. I'm detached enough from you and your growth as an individual. Like, am I committed? Like, say for an example, as a relationship, am I committed to the relationship? Absolutely, 1,000,000%. But if there comes a time where we grow apart and we grow very differently, our expectations are not the same. There is nothing except our previous conception of
It's
love.
just the memories that's
Yeah, if
keeping us
that's what's
together.
keeping us together, then there's not much substance to it, and you need to let go of it. So if I really love you, I will have the strength to let you go. I will have the strength for myself too, because it becomes self love at some point too. You need to know when to let go of certain people, certain memories, certain times.
it's like I love the part where you said about detachment, because letting go
Mm-hmm.
and detachment really go hand in hand
Mm-hmm.
together. Because if you're very attached to an outcome, there might be a better outcome, but you're so focused, you're so vision laser focused on
Yeah.
that you just won't see the better thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's also what a phase in relationships,
Mm-hmm.
because you might think that you're gonna grow like this linearly.
Right.
Like if I could think about how we're gonna grow is, okay, we complete this year, we travel this year,
Mm-hmm.
together, we go through some more fights, but we're gonna stay together. That's my
Yeah.
perception.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll get an internship together in the same city,
I would love.
or we would like end up, because I know I'm gonna settle somewhere in the world, and
Mm-hmm.
if that happens to be in the same city as you, that would be great.
God
But then
bless.
again, what if my path, what if the opportunities for me are meant to be in some different city?
I'm not gonna
What am I
hold
gonna
you. We're not gonna
exactly?
hold on to that dream just because
Exactly.
it's our dream.
I know, and it's
We.
so possible that we
Mm-hmm.
don't even know. Because tell me why. I was hanging out with
Mm-hmm.
a friend back in LA, and I had not met the person before ever. We just
Mm-hmm.
randomly bumped into each other one day at the
Mm-hmm.
gym, and then we started talking. We like got along.
Yeah.
Um, but then when we went out for dinner and we were talking about it, guess what? We have been in the similar places so many times, but we didn't meet. We
Really?
lived in the same building when we
Mm-hmm.
lived back in LA.
Yeah.
We where the building we all used to live together.
Mm-hmm.
We lived in the same building, a floor above.
No way.
We went to the same gym, and like these are the two big places I always used to hang out. And
We know.
how is there a chance that we never
Mm-hmm.
met? And that again comes to the place that you never know where you're gonna get the next inspiration, the next friend, the next
Truly.
job, the next opportunity from. And that has to come from a place of detachment,
It
because if you're not
does.
attached to a place, a person, that's when you can truly be open to embrace
Yeah.
anything and everything that coming your way.
Yeah, that's what leads to evolution. I mean, if you're stuck in one place and you're mentally stuck in one place, and some people don't like it when they're physically stuck in one place. Me, I've grown up moving around the world. At some point, I used to be very sad about it. I wanted to establish my roots. Have, I was jealous when I moved to Pennsylvania and I saw people, like, I tried to join a sports team, but all the girls had known each other since they were like 3 years old. I just did not fit in. And at a certain point, I just gave up trying to fit in because that wasn't meant for me, and that's okay. So after that, I was just used to moving around physically. I like the new change. I like going to different places, but the roots, I've realized I can let go of everything, but I don't need to let go of myself entirely. The home I have found is within myself, and as long as my core values are the same and I am not acting in a certain way that goes against my values, I will be able to let go of most things that do not serve me, and that keeps me, my mental health, my physical health, everything in shape, at least so far, and hopefully going forth.
That makes you a very very strong person.
And
And
it's not always easy, and I'm not never
exactly. Oh,
perfect.
it's
Never.
never gonna be easy. Like there's also another notion of like everything good comes hard,
It
but it
doesn't
doesn't
need
have to
to.
be.
Yeah.
Exactly. And what's meant to be will be.
Hmm.
What's meant for you will always find you. That's
Hmm.
what I've believed in. That's what I know you've believed in too.
It's like that we talked about this a
Yeah,
lot
what's it's
initially.
every single day. It's like the c'est la vie quote. People say c'est la vie, we just say if it will be, it will be. If
Yeah,
it's meant for you,
Jehoga
it will find
Sohoga.
you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that is such a good way to let go of any kind of expectation, bad,
Yeah.
good, and just letting yourself truly embrace this one life that we've got. Because unless I'm able to appreciate the lows, I cannot appreciate the highs.
It's a fundamental law of attraction if we think about it.
Exactly.
It's like the terms being thrown around, very popularly online, and honestly, it's pretty true. The law of attraction, you have to be to attract things, you need to be able to let go of things because they're holding you back. As we already talked about.
But like on the note, if you said not fitting in, I just remembered this. I think I read it in a book, and it said you will not fit in if you're meant to stand out.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Nice,
that is
nice.
such a good perspective. And I'm like,
Hmm.
and it's not that, oh, I'm better than you, or I am, you're so and so, but it's in the sense that I'm a different person, you're a different person, and maybe we just don't get along, and I will find my tribe.
Yeah,
And if I don't, I will be still very much happy.
Yeah.
I know who I am, certainly, in a way.
We're
But
figuring it out,
yeah,
but
we're
we're
still
getting
figuring
there.
out. But we know what we stand for, and if it
Yes.
we don't we're not on the same wavelength about those things, I will happily let you go.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah, and if we let go of each other, to me at least, I think of it as okay. Say we go through a phase where after college we're not together, and we'll stay in touch. You know, go ahead. We'll stay in touch as we did previously, but it doesn't have to be. The best kind of friendships are like, at least for me, I love it that we respect each other's times. But like, we don't talk for a month at a stretch, but when we get together, it's like nothing's changed. But like, because we know our fundamentals haven't changed, our values that we've based our friendship off of, our connection, it's fundamental. It's not like, oh, we lived in we traveled to Nice together. It's not as surface level as that. Like, of course, that shared experience has contributed a lot to it, but it's not just that. Just because we're in different places doesn't mean we're gonna not be attached to each other.
it's like the non-negotiables
Yes.
still are the same,
Yes.
and that still hold a very important value and part significance in our lives, and
Mm-hmm.
we both respect that about each other. So as long as that's there, small things of here and there
Mm-hmm.
can be ignored, and it has to be, because then again, this is what I need to let go about me, is taking everything personally. This is what I've been waking up with for the past 2 days since we
Mm-hmm.
had that conversation.
Yeah.
um I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna think of these. I'm gonna lead my day
Mm-hmm.
with these three things in mind. First, I am going to have a goal for myself, any small goal, big goal, whatever, and I am gonna complete it by the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Second, just not take anything personally. I'm gonna take it as a game. I wake up at 8, I sleep at 10. So in those 14 hours, it's a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a challenge to myself. I'm not gonna take anything personally
Yeah.
because it's not that deep. Third, I'm just gonna try to make someone else's day. Actively put
Mm.
effort into making someone else happy, because if someone is just passing by and just gives a nice warm smile, sometimes it makes
It
my
makes your
day.
day. Yeah.
Because yeah, you need that,
Mm-hmm.
and you never know if anyone needs that. So
Yeah.
those are what I'm gonna start leading my day with.
That
So
is
forth.
amazing. We get some. It's hard, of course, to take care of ourselves, and sometimes, at least for me, when I'm thinking about self care, I get a little caught up in what's gonna do something that's gonna, or what can I do to make myself happy, to like make sure I have a good day today. But really, like making somebody else's day, I love that because making somebody else's day will make my days so much more. Like I'm not gonna do it because I want myself to have a good day, but like the idea of giving back, it just is so much nicer. I can let go of my self perception. I don't need to be so egoistic and attached to myself.
And like, smile is contagious. If I see someone else
Yes.
happy and like I am contributing it to it, I will be more than like, I would just
Hmm.
be joyful. Like,
Yeah.
making someone else's day also makes my day. So
Because you never know what's going on behind the
exactly,
curtains.
exactly. Like, one kind word just goes a long way, and it costs you absolutely
Nothing.
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 Love is what comes naturally.
Hmm.
Hate and negativity is born through it, through certain circumstances. But then again, you have to look at the good and let go of what's not serving you,
Yeah.
because when you hold on to it, then all the negative like feelings start
And we need
accumulating and you
strict
start
boundaries.
projecting it.
We need strict boundaries too. And it takes active mental effort to be, as like to think, okay, I really cannot do this anymore. I really can't talk shit about this person anymore. I don't feel like it. It's not right. It doesn't come naturally to me, like you said. It's not. It's something that's born, and I don't want to nurture that. I don't want to let it grow inside me. I'm not. I want it to stay away from me, far away from us. Like salt and whoosh.
नजर उतारनी पड़ेगी.
Yeah, yeah. But I want to go back to when you talked about my fitting in comment. You said something about I'm an active listener. I promise.
Like,
Like
yeah,
not.
if you're
Oh,
you would
yeah.
not fit in if you're meant to stand out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that. So about like looking at others too and comparing yourself a little bit, and you're thinking, oh, why can't I be like them? The whole idea of like, comparison is a thief of joy. I just because I like this idea. I wrote it down in my journal a few years ago, but I was thinking about because I suffered with jealousy and like, not okay, not jealousy, but it was
It's like, if like, why can't that be me, or why can't it happen for me?
yeah, and in a
Just
way,
feeling like your life is less in a way.
yeah, and like I feel like they're so much further ahead in life than I am, or like why can I not be where you are essentially? But I the analogy I think of, because I'm a pretty visual person, I thought of it as like, imagine everybody has a balloon. No, so everybody has a paperweight, like their balloons.
Like everyone, I was thinking, I just dreamt about it actually. There's like balloons, and we're all trying to gather balloons in the gym. Everyone has a weight, but if I'm so focused on what balloons other people are trying to catch, I'm like looking at where they're running to. I'm just like looking everywhere else except for the balloons I'm trying to accumulate.
And they're gonna help me fly. Huh? You know, like basically. Okay, to like put in a sentence. Sorry, that was so loud. Oh my god, so winded. I meant like you should elevate and not compare. Because when you're comparing yourself, you're spreading yourself out so thin. When you're elevating, you're just focused and you're just like rising like a balloon.
Again, another quote, because
Yes,
I just have a
Gauri,
lot
the
of
quote
quotes coming on
master.
my Instagram, but it's like, what was it?
She'll get there soon.
It was with the words compare and compete. Oh yeah,
Mm.
you can't compete because you don't compare to me.
Word,
It
mic
was
drop.
like, I was
Life
like,
is
and
an
not
engine.
just you, but like I don't want to compete because we don't compare. For comparing, you need to be the two same metrics,
Right.
and we are two different people entirely.
Nobody's
So
ever the same exact
exactly.
person.
So how are you gonna compare? Scientifically speaking, there is no basis for comparison.
Right.
So it's just useless, and you're wasting a bunch of brain energy that could be
It's,
put
yeah.
somewhere else. So I talked a lot about what my personal reflection is about
Mm.
letting go,
Mhm.
what I would let go of.
I
What's
see where this is
your
going.
top thing that you want to let go of this year or moving forward?
Something I want to really let go of this year is, well, as I said, I love to plan. I love knowing when things are going to work out. I love having a curated plan in my brain. It's all I do. But I really want to act more this year and truly, because I've been planning for all of, a good part of last year. And this year I said I was going to do things and I want to see results, because I think it's very easy for me to commit to other people and, you know, um, making plans, I don't know, doing things together and coming to everybody but myself. But for this year, something I really want to do is wake up every morning and commit to something and just get it done and learn new skills and learn things oh my god, let go of the notion that I am somebody and I cannot be something else. I can't, I
But you
have,
said you were a planner. Why are you
yes,
restricting yourself to
exactly.
that?
I just noticed it when I said it right now. I need to let go of preconceived notions of myself. Like, I'm a planner. I'm not curious. This entire time, for some reason,
I thought you're not
I
curious. You
thought I'm
just
not
keep digging
curious.
around in the house. So
I'm
what do you
Snoopy.
mean?
But yeah, um, I tell myself I'm not a curious person. These are negatively reinforcing to myself that I am not XYZ, which kind of is a blockage that I cannot ever become XYZ. So now I'm learning, I'm being open to the idea that yeah, I can be curious. I am curious actually. I don't know why I ever said I wasn't. Um, but I am curious. I do want to learn new things and I actually want to do things. So that's what I want to let go of. Telling myself that I am letting go of. Yeah, I want to let go of stuff that I tell myself I'm not.
That's beautiful, and I think that is such a key part of growing up.
Hmm.
And I really hope everyone that's listening to this, at least I really hope you can resonate a little bit
Yeah.
in certain parts of your life, and also hopefully you're letting go of who you think you should be and just embrace who you are becoming. If you don't like who you're becoming, you can actively still choose to make the changes and pursue becoming who you want to be. What that was a lot of
Yes, no,
gibberish.
no, really, just know that you're never stuck in one place. You always have the power, at least mentally,
Yeah.
hopefully. But no, you really do always have the power. You're capable, more than capable within yourself to just change your path, change the way you think. That is the strongest tool we have. Our minds are so powerful just to be able to switch our perspective, our mindset on things, talk to different people, go explore and learn different things and see that there's so much out there and you need to let go of things that are not serving you anymore, things that are keeping you in a place that you're not meant to be. That's the discomfort you're feeling.
And to end that note, what's
Was
meant
meant
to
for you.
be. And on that note, we're ending this with
Was
what's meant
meant
to
for
find
you.
will always find you. On that note, we're gonna end this by saying what's
Was
meant
meant
for
for
you
you
will
will always
always
find
find you.
you.